Namo Buddhaya, Namo Amitabha. Hello everyone. So today I feel like talking about the Nimanakaya of the three bodies of the Buddha. So this is our last video on the three bodies of the Buddha. And before we talk about the Dhammakaya, the Sambhogakaya, and today let's discuss the Nimanakaya. So the Nimanakaya is the transformation body, also the physical incarnation of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in our world or other worlds. So the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas have the ability to have countless incarnations in countless worlds to help save sentient beings. Their spiritual powers and capacities are really inconceivable. Because we are not in the Pure Lands yet, so we cannot really see the Sambhogakaya, the reward body of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And even if the Dhammakaya is everywhere, we don't really feel or we don't really know. And hence, in order for the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas to expound the Dhamma to us, to explain the Buddha Dhamma to us, they actually need to come to our world, to take on the forms that look like us, to speak our language in order to teach us. So that is the Nimanakaya transformation body or the physical incarnation body of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. A good example is Shakyamuni Buddha. He came to our world first as Prince Siddhartha and to demonstrate how eventually he realized perfect enlightenment, and then he spread the teachings to us. So the body of Shakyamuni Buddha in our world is the Nimanakaya of Shakyamuni Buddha. Shakyamuni Buddha also has the Sambhogakaya in the Pure Land, in his Pure Land, in other Pure Lands, and also the Dhammakaya. So it is really inconceivable. It's a bit like how the full moon in the world can have countless incarnations on earth, on different lakes, ponds, oceans. So it's a bit like the Nimanakaya of the Buddhas and highly enlightened Bodhisattvas, where they have the ability to appear in countless worlds to help save countless sentient beings. And also, each of this incarnation, they can carry out their independent mission. And before we talk about how the Dhammakaya really has no birth, no death, no beginning, no end, it is as it is, it's originally here. And whereas with the Sambhogakaya, there is a beginning when the Buddha has perfected his merit and wisdom, and there comes the Sambhogakaya, and then it's eternal. Whereas with the Nimanakaya, there is a beginning and an end. So the beginning is when they come to our world to carry out their mission, and the end is when the mission is finished, they will just discard the Nimanakaya. They don't just die. So Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, they don't die like us, but rather they discarded their physical bodies and they know exactly where they will go after. So it's not like they will died. Actually, the Buddha, the Tathagata, has transcended all coming and all going. So with the Nimanakaya, they will simply discard the physical bodies once they finish their mission. And the Dhammakaya of the Buddha is always everywhere. And the Sambhogakaya of the Buddhas are always in the Pure Lands. So although we talk about the three bodies separately, they are also really one, three in one, one in three. One Dhammakaya give rise to Sambhogakaya and Nimanakaya. And in Nimanakaya, there is also the Sambhogakaya and the Dhammakaya. Okay, so not only Shakyamuni Buddha has Nimanakaya in our world, so are Amitabha Buddha, Guan Yin, Manjushri, Samattabhadra, Mahatmaprapta, Siddhigarbha. So all these great Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, they also have countless incarnations in our world and in other worlds to help save sentient beings. For instance, the known Nimanakaya or incarnation bodies of Amitabha Buddha in our world. First, we know the second patriarch, Master Shandao, also regarded as the actual founder of Chinese Pure Land Buddhism. He is the incarnation of Amitabha Buddha. And also the fifth patriarch of Chinese Pure Land Buddhism, Master Yongming Yanshou, is also an incarnation of Amitabha Buddha. And also the 13th patriarch, Master Yingguang, we all know that he is the incarnation of Bodhisattva Mahatmaprapta from the Pure Land. So in fact, it's almost definitely certain that all the Pure Land patriarchs are incarnations of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas from the Pure Land. So why is that? If they're not from the Pure Land, how can they have this great bodhicitta like that of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas to spread the Dharma, have such firm belief in the Dharma, and also have the ability to spread the Dharma? So we can almost say with full confidence that all the Pure Land patriarchs in Chinese Pure Land Buddhism are definitely incarnations of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas from the Pure Land. It's just some of them, I did not need to reveal their identities after they leave. It's not necessary. Whereas others, they will also not directly tell you, but people found out in other ways. Some may tell you when they are about to leave this world. So they will not reveal their identities unless they are about to leave this world. Or otherwise it can cause too many troubles if they reveal their identity while they're here. But in certain circumstances, they might reveal their identity if they're about to discard the physical body, and that's not a problem. For instance, monk Buddha from the 10th century, the laughing Buddha, we'll see if we walk into a Chinese temple, a big Buddha with a big belly. So that is from the monk Buddha, and he is actually an incarnation of Maitreya Bodhisattva, who is currently residing in the inner court of the two-seater heaven to expound the Dharma to heavenly beings and waiting for his time to come down here to our world to be the future Buddha. So monk Buddha, before he attained rebirth, he left a verse to reveal his identity. There's also Master Fenggan. So Master Fenggan is a Tiantai master, and he is also the incarnation of Amitabha Buddha. And there's also Master Hanshan and Shide. So these are really famous poets, also from the Tiantai school. They are the incarnations of Bodhisattva Manjushri and Bodhisattva Samantabhadra. And Buddhas and Bodhisattvas can also appear like really ordinary beings. They don't need to be monks or Dharma masters. They can be extremely ordinary. For instance, the rebirth case of Liu Suqing that I have shared with you, she also revealed that she is the incarnation of Guan Yin before she attained rebirth in Amitabha Buddha's Pure Land. So Buddhas and Bodhisattvas can appear in all forms, all identities, in all walks of lives, and also in all realms, not only the human realm. They can also be in the animal realm, the hungry ghost realm, the heaven realm, and also in other worlds as well, all worlds and all realms. So we also talk about how before in China there are also known bodhisattvas as pigs, which I shared a story before, and even as prostitutes, as seen in the Avatamsaka Sutra. So Buddhas and Bodhisattvas can really take on all kinds of forms and identities to help save different sentient beings, because different sentient beings have different preferences, backgrounds, karmas, different ways to understand things. So the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are in accordance to the sentient beings' needs and preferences, and they will appear in different forms to help save different sentient beings. Really, the spiritual powers and capacities of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are really inconceivable. And that's why we should not look down at anybody in our life, because we may never know, they could be very well an incarnation of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So we definitely don't want to look down at anybody, and we shall respect all beings. I respect the Buddha nature in all beings. And also we can also be the Nimanakaya of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas if we take on this big bodhicitta like the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, if we also have this big compassionate heart like the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, then we can also be like a Nimanakaya of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Maybe not exactly like that, but we can be a little representative. If you have a really compassionate heart like Guan Yin, you can be a little representative of Guan Yin. You have this great vows like Amitabha Buddha, you can be this little representative of Amitabha Buddha. So what's the difference between the Nimanakaya of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and our physical bodies here? So the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, they have this Nimanakaya, the transformation bodies in our world, really due to their great vows. They don't come here because of their karma or karmic force, but really due to their great compassionate vow to help save sentient beings. So they take on the forms to be like us or any other forms that are necessary. They can even be like lakes and mountains and all this. Not only sentient beings, even non-sentient beings, they can appear to help save sentient beings. Whereas we come here really because of our karma, of our karmic force, we don't really have much control of. Although we generated our karma, our accumulated karma through our body, speech, and mind, but because we have this strong habitual tendency, that is our attachment, so we come here, we come to this world, really due to our attachment and delusions. This karmic force sort of drag us back, keep us trapped in the cycle of reincarnation, in the samsara. And also we don't know, what kind of form we will take on when we are in the cycle of reincarnation. It's really dependent on our karma, karmic force. Whereas the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, they know exactly what kind of forms and identities they will appear. They can choose their script. When Shakyamuni Buddha came here, he will definitely be born as Prince Siddhartha. That was the sort of script that he had chosen before he came here. There will be no mistakes, and they will be able to recall their missions, their past lives. And they may perform or demonstrate for some period. They may not remember anything. They may just be like us ordinary beings, and they may even do stupid things or commit like wrong deeds just like us. But after certain time, they will definitely be able to recall their mission. They will definitely be able to remember everything, why they came here to do what. So for highly enlightened Bodhisattvas and Buddhas, when they came to our world, they will definitely remember their past lives and also their missions here. Whereas for us, we don't remember a thing from our past lives. So some people may be like, how do I know if I'm from the Pure Land or not? If you're really from the Pure Land, then you will be able to remember your past lives. If you don't remember your past lives, then you're not from the Pure Land. It says very clearly in the Buddhist sutras, for those who attain rebirth in Amitabha Buddha's Pure Land, one will be able to recall one's past lives. Even if you go to other worlds to help save sentient beings, you will not be lost. You will also be able to recall your past lives, and you know exactly why you are here and to do what. And also when the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas come here, when they take on the Nimanakaya, they will not suffer. They have transcended all sufferings. They may act like they will suffer like us. In order to relate to us, they need to go through all this performance, all this suffering. But in fact, they will not suffer. In actuality, they have already transcended all sufferings. Whereas for us, we suffer because of our craving, of our attachment. Whereas the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, they have transcended all sufferings. They really came here due to their compassionate vows. And they are like actors and actresses in our world. But then it's a little bit like playing games. And they will not be suffered or be trapped in the cycle of reincarnation. And when they finish their mission, they will simply return to the Pure Land. In fact, the Sabukaya in the Pure Land have not moved. The Sabukaya doesn't need to come here. The Sabukaya will be sitting in the Pure Land. and through that they can have countless incarnations in countless worlds to help save sentient beings. So again, the spiritual powers and capacities of the Buddhas and highly enlightened Bodhisattvas are really inconceivable. I cannot be conceived by our ordinary unenlightened mind. Once we attain rebirth in the Pure Land, we will understand. We will all realize enlightenment to the stage of non-regression, which means we will not fall back. Only when you attain enlightenment to the stage of non-regression, when you are a non-regressing bodhisattvas, then you have the ability to help save sentient beings. Now, because we have not realized enlightenment, let alone to say enlightenment to the stage of non-regression, so we cannot really stay in the cycle of reincarnation to help save sentient beings. If we were to stay in the cycle of reincarnation, for instance, in our next life, we will totally be lost. We'll not remember who we are. We don't even know which realm we might end up. So we don't really have the capacity to help save sentient beings. If you want to help save sentient beings, first Nianfo and vow to attain rebirth in Amitabha Buddha's Pure Land. There, you will realize enlightenment to the stage of non-regression. Then you will be able to have the full capacities to help save sentient beings. So I hope this helps. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Amitabha.